Welcome to Geeks Corner. I'm Mr. Daps.
I'm Katie.
And we are so excited because tonight is the last episode of season 14 of Geeks Corner.
Wow.
Hard to believe it, but in 2010, on October 10th, if I recall, this little show got started and we are still going strong. Will this be 14 years later?
14 years, yeah.
14 years later. So, welcome. We're happy that you're here. What should people do, Katie?
Go into the chat. Tell us what your favorite memory in 14 years is. We'll talk about it again next week when we have an actual anniversary.
And tell us what you think is going to change next week.
The hosts, for sure.
Oh, that's what it is. Got it.
My contract's over.
Okay. Indy's going to be the new host on Geeks Corner.
Yeah, that's what my understanding was. It was going to be the Indie Ham show. They figured Indie Cam. Why not Indie Ham?
Close enough. Close enough. Exciting things, though, today. Not only is it Epcot's 42nd birthday, not is it only Walt Disney World's 53rd birthday. Yep, I can do these things right.
Look at you.
But Disney legend Martha Blanding and Disney historian Tim O'Day, their new book, Groundbreaking Magic, released today. You can get it, actually, if you're at Disneyland this weekend, you can get it earlier. They did a signing. And it is a fantastic book that takes a unique look at the history of Disneyland through the lens of Martha's life. And highly recommend you get this. These are a couple pictures from the signing at Wonderground Gallery on Saturday. But two phenomenal people, a fantastic story. And if you know either of them, you know it's a fantastic book. And so, yeah, go out and get that. You can get it online. You can get it on Amazon. DisneyBooks.com or something. I don't know. Or you can get it in the parks. There's a few of them there as well. And yes, Bailey has been watching since day one, I believe.
It's true.
Very cool.
I haven't even been watching since day one.
It's a note of distinction. All right. Other thing that's going to be distinct is the weather this weekend. This weekend at the Disneyland Resort, it is currently projected to be 94 degrees on Sunday, the last I looked. And so this is one of those moments where you take a deep breath and you go, how much do I really want to go to Disney? Oh, yeah, I really want to go to Disney. And then...
I did not touch that.
It's alive.
I just want that. I don't want that to be clear. I did not touch that. I should not get in trouble.
But what is your number one tip if you're going to Disneyland on a hot day, Katie?
Bring a lot of water.
Yep.
Wear sunscreen.
And a hat.
Wear sunscreen, wear a hat. Think about those were very real tips about warm weather safety. Let me give you a Katie thing that maybe you may or may not think about. Don't wear something that's going to give you a stupid tan.
Oh, there you go.
I have frequently worn things like a little crissy-crossy dress or shoes or whatever, and I've ended up with stupid tans. So just think about when it's really warm, and yes, you're wearing your sunscreen, but are you wearing something that may leave a very silly pattern on your skin? And I will say, the one thing that doesn't count for is Apple Watches. Yes, I am not wearing my Apple Watch. Yes, that is just my Apple Watch tan. It's just that bad.
And I do see in the chat that there's a comment about at least it's not 100 degrees like it is in the IE. Well, that's why they didn't build Disneyland in the because Walt had Buzz go around and find where could he go, and
it's also why it wasn't built in Burbank.
There you go. And to the geeks of the corner, wear sunscreen. That would actually be a very funny take on that song. I would appreciate that. That would be funny, Clocky. Somebody have to write it though. Yeah. So anyway. It's going to be hot this week. In fact, it's already warming up. This morning, it was already getting so much warmer. And for those of you in Southern California or in the Orange County area, you're seeing tons of planes flying by because there is an air show this weekend too. And I can only imagine what it's going to be like sitting at the beach in the sun watching jets fly by, which part of me, I'm like, that sounds fun.
Sure.
The other part of me is like, that sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Because the beach just radiates up at you too. So that's double sun.
And I hate sand. It's coarse and it's irritating and it
gets everywhere. Yeah, that's a problem too.
Yeah, no, but I'm super over fake fall. Fake fall is so exhausting. We get fake fall for like 2 weeks.
Well, and it really felt like fall had arrived.
It
It
did.
really did.
We were making food with squash.
Not
like
anymore. Back to summer foods. Gotta, yeah.
we
I don't
literally
know.
were like, oh, we could start thinking about making soup. Look at this soup recipe. I'm not making soup in 90-degree heat.
No, that's a bit ridiculous. But be smart, be safe, all of that stuff.
Stay alert.
There you go, all of that.
Be safety
speaking
alert so you
of
don't
being
get
alert,
hurt.
very soon, in about a week, you are going to see some changes happening to the Disneyland Resort, more than already are happening. And Doug actually commented on a few of them in his most recent 30 years ago at Disneyland and compared today's changes versus those happening 30 years ago. But what wasn't happening 30 years ago was new turnstiles, and those are coming in a week.
Wow.
In fact, we don't even have this up yet, but the testing ones that they had at Disney California Adventure reappeared today.
Mhm.
And those will be going in on the west side of the Disneyland side
Wow.
first. Like
Mhm.
that's where they're gonna close down and work apparently.
So I'll be
first.
able to use them next week?
No,
Oh.
the work will begin. It will
Oh.
be finished sometime in 2025.
2025 is a long time away.
Mhm. My question is, what do you think of the new ones?
I like them a
I
lot.
think they're super cool.
I also think it streamlines the process a
Mhm.
lot for everybody.
Yep.
I also think there is going to be a lot of angry people because of the way the system is changing.
As in, everybody will have to just stand in line.
Everybody stands in one line.
That's fine.
There is not a separate line for wheels and drivers. It is going to be all in one line because it is all accessible now.
Mhm.
I think the system is the best we could get without adopting Walt Disney World system. So I'm very excited
It
about
might
it.
even be better.
It might.
I mean, just like, especially for California, like just the way everything, like we're in a local environment as opposed to being more of a little bit secluded in a resort district. And so I do think there is an element of it being smart of having the doors to hold you back till you've been scanned in.
Yes.
And it seems to work really well. They've got a very similar system at Disneyland Paris. And from everything I've seen, that seems to work really well.
Yeah.
So I'm optimistic about it. I think it's going to speed up. Like, to me, the ultimate win for this is if you show up before park opening
Mhm.
and there isn't a line all the way out past the monorail.
True.
Like that would be super cool. Or maybe like 305 on an Oogie Boogie night and people are just going in as opposed to that kind of
Yeah.
clogged Esplanade things. Like I think this will probably help that a lot, and I'm looking forward to seeing how that really plays out.
Agree.
Good. I am glad to hear that. All right. Another new thing that's coming. We are getting perhaps the best documentary of the year. And that will be Music by John Williams. Yes, there's an Elton John documentary coming out. It's, I'm sure, going to be wonderful. But we're not talking about that tonight.
Mhm.
And yes, I thought it was a good trailer. But I want to talk about this one. Music by John Williams. We got a new trailer today, which took over Elton John's spot. Sorry. But they both have John in their name. What do you think of this trailer?
I think it looks great.
It's 1 month away, by the way, guys.
I also there was some things I was not expecting to see.
Mhm.
I wasn't expecting to hear Jurassic Park first. Like it's a Disney Plus.
Oh, so you were thinking it would be the Disney-owned?
It's not like yes, but I didn't think they were gonna spin it. I just thought it was gonna be like we couldn't get to use Jurassic Park, or like we couldn't use.
Mhm.
There was a shot of something else that I called out that I don't remember.
Lincoln.
Oh, Lincoln.
Mhm.
I was like,
Yep.
I wasn't expecting them to use Lincoln.
Phenomenal soundtrack.
It's true.
Will they have Sabrina?
You kind of have to, no?
What about the Cowboys?
Okay, that
Let's
one.
go a little
That
bit
one you don't
obscure.
have to.
It's a good soundtrack.
I'm guessing that they're gonna.
Midway.
I'm guessing that there's gonna be jazz piano with Johnny Williams.
That would make sense because you're gonna have to have his early career.
Yeah,
So will we get Gilligan's Island? That's the question I
Maybe.
want to know. Okay.
a 3-hour tour.
3-hour documentary would be okay.
A 3-hour documentary that doesn't fit.
Show.
There you go. It's not a show.
I know, but
A 3-hour film.
it'll be entertaining enough for me that it could be a show. I'm actually really excited because it showed so many early pictures of John Williams when
It
he was
did.
Johnny, as you said, and you don't really see a whole lot of those.
Mm-mm.
And so I'll be curious if they get into those early eras or early years, and then will they also like, are they going to do the whole Boston Pops thing when he was over there? Like, I'll be
I hope.
curious how much into his story will he go about his passing of his wife, if I recall. Like, there's going to be some really interesting things from his personal life that could be incorporated in. And
I'm just excited because John Williams is truly like a legend.
he is the maestro.
Yeah, like he
Like-
really is.
What is your favorite John Williams soundtrack?
I'm gonna say soundtrack as a whole. I might say Jurassic Park.
Okay.
I think the work he did in Jurassic Park is just phenomenal.
Not Indiana Jones, not Star Wars.
Those are
not
extremely iconic.
Jaws.
I've actually never seen Jaws.
E.T., the music, though?
I've never seen E.T.
Oh, okay.
I've seen the first 20 minutes of E.T. on a cruise ship.
True. I think I would have to go with, like, I really like Hook. I really like
Of course.
Jurassic Park.
You really love Sabrina.
Yeah, but that's not his best. Like, that's
That's
not my
fair.
favorite. That's a different question.
You asked the question. Now you
I
can't
know,
answer
but
it.
I'm changing my mind on which one. I mean, I really enjoy Lincoln. Like, it's
Indiana, which one's
phenomenal,
your
too.
favorite? Is your favorite Raiders?
Raiders is very hard to beat.
Yeah, I think his favorite's Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah.
The way he's responding when I said Raiders, I think he knows that's his theme.
I also like that in the trailer, though, we're seeing, we're getting to see him talk about his stuff too, and like talking about introducing the Jaws theme to Steven Spielberg
Yeah.
and stuff. So I'm curious to see how much of that is in the film and how much of that is recent versus reused interviews. I'm hoping more new. And
I also realized that Indiana's favorite would not be Raiders. It would be Dial of Destiny, because Dial of Destiny had just come out when we got Indiana as a puppy.
oh, there you go.
So.
Sure. I think it'd be Raiders.
Sounds like it's. You think his would be Raiders?
Oh, absolutely. That's much more in line with his personality. Absolutely.
Watches J-Dub's flicks. I need to watch Jaws. I
Uh-huh.
need to finish E.T.
Yep.
I need to watch Lincoln again.
Lincoln is very good.
I saw Lincoln for extra credit in high school when it came out. So that would have been my sophomore year, I think. For like I wrote a paper on the Lincoln film. And I remember my biggest takeaway being that Daniel Day-Lewis was a crazy person.
Yeah,
'Cause
basically.
he method acts.
Yeah,
and
he goes all into it. It's very well
so I
done,
want to rewatch Lincoln with you, funny enough.
so that I can be a critic or historical critic along the way.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, I do really enjoy. I've read way too many Abe Lincoln books, and now I've moved on to Grant.
It's true.
But that's okay. All right. Speaking of moving on, this week, Indiana, well, it was a week ago, got to experience something new for him. And this is all in the whole process of training him and desensitizing him. But he got to go into a car wash for the very first time. So on this week's IndyCam, enjoy Indy's first car wash. If this works, we're doing it different than normal. And he made it.
I'm sorry for traumatizing you, buddy.
He did get a good treat. So that was his first time. There will be more times to get him more used to it because he's getting better at noises.
I
and
will
whatever.
say it felt very bad driving the car into that and then just watching him tremble like a leaf in the back seat. I was like, I did this to you.
But he'll get better.
My favorite is though at the very, very beginning when the guy is pre-spraying our car down and Indy thinks the spray just sprayed him in the face. So he jumps.
He jumps. It was
Hi,
pretty funny.
honey. We're talking
All right.
about you.
It is that time. It is not Scary Farm time. This is that wonderful time of year where Knott's Berry Farm turns from all that is Western and country and happy and people screaming, I guess, to
Western and happy and people screaming.
for different reasons. Yes, you have not Spooky Farm during the day, but at night you have not Scary Farm. And we were there for the opening night. And we were thinking, there's new mazes this year.
Mhm.
But what would it be if we made our own mazes?
Mhm.
So, Katie,
Mhm.
if you were to make a maze, and you can do this in the chat too, if you were the one designing a maze, what would it be? What would be the concept, the story, all that fun jazz? Go.
Okay. So thank you so much for your time, by the way. I do have 2 minutes on the microphone. I think that what I would love is a zombie maze, but I'm not going to pitch you a zombie
like
maze
before.
today. No.
Okay.
I'm not going to pitch you a zombie maze today.
Okay.
The thing I'm going to pitch you today is a maze that I honestly, this feels like I've seen this before. So
This
I
is
feel
not a zombie maze.
no. I
Okay.
feel like maybe I'm repeating something, so I'm sorry if I am, but I think currently I think this is my idea.
Mhm.
You go through one of the towns that they tested nuclear bombs in.
Oh, okay.
You know, like
Isn't
those.
this a movie?
Is it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Keep going.
Anyway,
I mean,
you go
you
through.
haven't seen it if it is. Keep going.
You are not wrong.
Nuclear maze.
No, it's like that. So it starts off like the 50s nuclear family, like the you have the mannequins because it was never
a
like
little bit WandaVision.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Kind of in that realm
Indiana
of
Jones.
yeah, they have those mannequins in the houses to be like, oh, whatever.
Sure.
But then as you go deeper, you find out that maybe there was people that were there that weren't
Something's
supposed to
gone
be.
horribly wrong.
And there are things that mutate. There are birds, there are
Okay.
animals, there are whatever. And so as you get further into the maze, it's like, what was covered up in this testing thing? This is also, you can tell that this is where I actually thrive because I think this is the best time you've ever been like, come up with this idea. And I'm like, done. And I think that yeah, that'd be a very interesting thing that I would really love because there's two things I love with horror. I love when everything starts out super normal. And I know that's cliche, but it very
I feel
much
like that's the way it has to happen though.
it doesn't always. Sometimes you just walk in and something's already abandoned, or
But that's not as fun.
I agree.
Okay.
And then, or it's introducing you to a world that you don't know. I like when it's a world that you know that devolves into chaos. The other thing I love is retrofuturism and apocalyptic scenarios.
There you
So
go.
think Fallout, think things like that. I love the music. I love the hyper optimistic backdrop to something scary.
That's gone terribly wrong.
Yeah, so that's mine.
Okay. Mine is completely different.
Okay. You just want paintball guns, huh?
No, actually. There might be a way to put this in. I hadn't thought of that. That wasn't my plan. So what is one of the happiest place you go as a family when you're kids?
The circus?
Close. They already have a circus theme kind of a thing. What's another place you go as a family? Quite often, a lot of towns have these, or cities do.
A park, a library, community center.
Close.
What
about a zoo?
Oh, okay.
What if you were to go to a zoo and it all starts out really, hey, we're at the zoo. Look, there's
Okay.
penguins, there's elephants. Wait, where are the penguins? Where are the elephants? And then it turns out they've been invaded by space creatures.
Oh.
So they're not zombies. Because I was
Okay.
like, zombies is too obvious. What if they were like injected with some serum?
Okay.
They all turn into monster versions of the animal.
Oh,
So
okay.
you're going through a zoo, but it's kind of a monster zoo, but it's familiar, but it's not.
Okay.
And then there's that one little problem, Jurassic Park, all of that.
Mhm.
Because of the aliens coming down and messing with everything, of course, all the security systems are gone too.
Of course.
So now you're also running for your lives. And that was my main premise. The other one I thought of that I feel like should get an honorable mention came from Puppet Up.
Okay.
It's like, yeah, I know they didn't bring back Puppet Up. What if they just did a Puppet Maze? That would be terrifying.
Yeah,
That would be the actual one. I'm like, I'm not sure I like this idea because it does make me nervous.
I actually think that would make a lot of people very nervous because puppets are a scary thing to a lot of
Puppets,
people.
marionettes,
Ventriloquism dolls.
Yeah. I'm like, that would be way, like, I feel like it's taking on a lot of different fears and just like,
Yeah.
So I like the zoo idea better, but the puppet one, I was kind of like, oh, that'd be creepy also.
Yeah.
So of the three, which one do you want to see?
I mean, is it cheating if I say mine?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna say mine.
Okay.
What? You want to see the zoo, don't you?
I do, but I actually think the best one is probably the puppet one.
Yeah,
Like,
you're not wrong.
I mean, like the one I'm like, no, I like the zoo one because the whole idea was weird monster penguins.
He just wanted to see a penguin.
Weird monster penguins.
You want to see Pesto.
It'd be funny.
You know who Pesto is, right? Pesto's like the unit of a baby penguin.
Okay.
Like all of Pesto's like other baby penguins are like this big,
Mhm.
and then Pesto is like this big, and
yes,
it's just like
yes, I know. Who you're
and then
talking
like
about now.
waddles like that.
Yes, but no,
But he's a baby.
But that's not a monster. Like this is monster.
But so the realm that I want to explore more, and not if you're listening, just go for it.
Space.
I actually want more aliens
final
and
frontier.
space.
I did think
Or
of a Star Trek one too.
I want zombies.
But that was the Borg experience at Vegas. So we've already had it.
But I love zombies. I love zombies so much. They're my favorite horror trope.
I do miss getting to shoot the zombies.
I don't want to shoot them. I just want to see them.
They were so fun. That was probably my favorite thing I've ever done at Knott's.
That was a really fun
That
maze.
was the best maze. I think that was the most fun maze.
And it was well done as a zombie maze.
Yeah.
Like if you took the guns
Like,
out, it would have been a
it
good
all
maze.
worked. It was a really good maze. That one was fun.
And
All right.
like that was in the realm when they were splitting people up and they were like,
Mhm.
okay, you go this way, you go that way.
They
And
were
it was
messing
like,
with you. It was good.
yeah.
All right. Let us know what you think would be a fun maze for Not Scary Farm in the chat, and we'll keep our eyes on it. And maybe we'll even bring them up again next week. We will see. All right. Other exciting things going on. We're not going to talk about any spoilers because we're not going to do that, especially this season. But Agatha All Along is now on its 4th episode.
Tomorrow is episode 4.
Okay, so tomorrow is episode 4. So yes, it's on its 4th episode. My question is, what are your general thoughts 3 episodes in so far on Agatha All Along?
This is one of the best things Marvel has done in the last 5 years.
Mhm.
Like, no question to me. This is one of the best things.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I can.
What would you rate it up against?
WandaVision.
Anything else? Like movies?
I haven't seen any of the movies. Like none of the movies have compelled me to see them. And then when I hear the reviews come out about them, I go, oh, well, I'm glad I missed it. So nothing to me can even really compete with this in terms of my prior excitement and then the execution.
Well, I think the last movie that got this level of excitement was probably like Endgame.
Yeah.
And then the last series was easily WandaVision. I
Mhm.
do feel like it's reaching that level of quality storytelling, and I'm very curious to see if it can keep it up all the way through. I think it can,
Mhm.
and I hope it does. And I'm also curious to see how it impacts the future of the MCU, and I hope it does.
Yeah.
Like, this is one that actually you're like, oh, I want to see more of this. Kang, don't care. Like, I wanted to care, I didn't. But I'm loving the humor. I'm loving the creepy factor. The characters are good so far. I think we're going to see more characters this week that or character interactions this week. They're going to pull us in even more.
I also think the really funny thing to say here
Mhm.
is that, as you all just saw, I am a big fan of horror.
Mhm.
I love things that are scary. I was sitting over here and I was like, I don't think Agatha All Along is going to be scary enough. I don't think they're really going to go for it. And then Mr. Naps had to deal with me when I am watching something that is scary, in which I am hiding in blankets, I am trembling, and I'm like, oh no. So even if you don't think the show is that scary, it is that scary to me. Okay.
Oh yeah, my sister would be freaked out.
Yeah.
I'm curious if she's going to watch
spooky.
it because I think that would be really hilarious to because we watched A Haunting in Venice when I was in Japan, and that was way too much for her. And this isn't as bad as that, I don't think, but it might be too much for her. I don't
Maybe.
know. We will see. On another area of spooky and Halloween that's not actually scary, Apple TV Plus in the coming months will have it's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown, Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, and Charlie Brown Christmas streaming for free if you're not an Apple Plus subscriber. So you can watch it for free on certain weekends, I think, basically in the next 3 months. And we've got all those dates up on the website. But first off, who has the best costume? There's a right and wrong answer.
I was not prepared for that question. But because now that you put me on the spot, I can't even think of Halloween costumes. I don't know. What's the right answer?
Snoopy.
Oh, well,
He's
Snoopy.
the World War I flying ace.
Well, yeah, the Red Baron.
Yeah.
Snoopy's always the best, though.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a trap.
No, it was a legit question. I just felt like it was a very easy answer because, like, Charlie Brown has problems with the scissors, and Lucy is, yes, she's a ghost, but she has the witch face on. That's kind of creepy and reminds me of Wizard of Oz a little bit. And then basically everybody's like, ghost, ghost, ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is fun. I mean, like, you could do that, I guess, for
You
Halloween.
could be a ghost.
Yeah. Of the 3 specials, which one is your favorite?
I feel like Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown is probably my favorite, but that's a really stiff
It's hard
competition.
to beat Christmas, though.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
But we reference it's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown almost daily.
Kind of, but that's just being sarcastic.
I got a rock.
Or to the Great Pumpkin, may it rest in peace.
The Great Pumpkin, may it rest in peace.
I think it's Christmas for me. Like, to me,
that's fair.
That one's the most iconic, and I think it has a stronger soundtrack. And there's a bunch of other, like, if you've never, I didn't even know half of these existed, but if you're an Apple TV Plus subscriber, you have access to, I think, dozens of Peanuts program. I didn't even know they all existed. It's very funny, and they're creating new ones. The new ones are cute too, but it's really funny watching the evolution of these other Peanuts special that I never even realized existed through the years. And some of them, I'm like, oh yeah, I saw that, you know. And what is it, Snoopy Come Home?
Yeah.
But then there's other ones. There's like, what? Who thought this was a good idea? So anyway, check them out if you're an Apple TV Plus subscriber. It is now Geeks Corner Plus time. So if you have any questions or comments you'd like us to respond to, let us know in the chat. We will do that and stick around for a couple minutes because there is no launch tonight that will be lighting up the skies of Southern California with SpaceX, which I think they might have gotten grounded again. I don't know.
Oh.
I saw something about them. You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown, Snoopy. Yep, there's a lot of really good Peanut specials on Apple TV Plus.
Indiana's knocked out.
Oh yeah, he's taking a nap. That's good. But not on the roof of a doghouse.
No, he actually had a brother. I should ask who got that dog. He was one of the last ones adopted out, but he looked like Snoopy. His name was Harry. Like Harry.
Does he climb on top of doghouses? That's what I want to know.
And we need to ask.
We do.
His name is Harry because he had a little lightning bolt on his back. So
there you go. All right. Well, if you have ideas for what we should do for next week's kickoff of the 15th season of Geeks Corner, let us know in the comments throughout the week or on social media. We'd love to hear with you or interact with you there. Or I guess you go over to our Patreon. What should people do, Katie?
You should go to dapsmagic.com, check out all the Disney and geek news as it happens, subscribe to our mailing list, and also find our Patreon. You get exclusive photos of the sweetest puppy, Indiana, and you also get access to a pre-show that happens before this show that I personally think is a lot of fun.
It is. It is a lot of fun. Also, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We've got a ton of videos that continue to go up. We have more Halloween videos to go up. And before you know it, we're going to have candlelight. It's going to be crazy. We're almost there. Hard to believe it. But that is all the time we have for you this week. We will see you around the corner.
Bye.